Well, Mr. President Donald Trump basically he finally admitted he basically are strategizing against the United States of America in the way of lying to the people of the United States of America. And not only he's admitting it, he's telling us where he learned it from. where he learned this strategy from. He did not create this strategy. He learned it. It was taught to him. Probably, I don't know, some kind of school, maybe. Who knows where he learned it? Or maybe he just making this crap up. you know. He said that he learned it from Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was the prime minister of the British Empire during the Second World War in the 1940s. So let's analyze what Mr. Trump said that he learned from. Who is this Winston Churchill that the President of the United States of America is utilizing, is copying to basically confuse the United States of America? Okay, Mr. Winston Churchill, right? He was born in the late 1800s, just like my grandfather. They contemporaries to one another. And I say this because where my grandfather operated, where same place that Winston Churchill operated at the same time. So check this out. Winston Churchill learned how to strategize from Valeriano Weyler. Valeriano Weyler. Now, who is Valeriano Weyler? Valeriano Weyler was a Spaniard from Spain, from the Iberia Peninsula. And Valeriano Weyler, at the time when Winston Churchill was learning from him, he was fighting the people in the island of Cuba or Cuba. So that is where Mr. Winston Churchill learned how to fight, how to use military strategy. He learned it from the Spaniards in the island of Cuba, Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. This is where Mr. Winston Churchill was operating in, learning from the Spaniards how they utilize these new techniques created by Valeriano to control the population. The same technique that Mr. Trump is doing right now. So what I'm trying to say is, Winston Churchill do not learn to smoke a Cuban cigar in the island of Brittany. No, he learns to smoke a Cuban cigar in the island of Cuba, fighting the Spaniards in Cuba, the same Iberians that they remember, the Cubans are not Cubans. The Cubans are Iberians from Spain, from Africa, from the Philippines, from everywhere. So Mr. Winston Churchill was learning to fight the population. So now, how Winston Churchill utilized this is pretty simple. The same technique, Valeriano Weyler was the first one to create concentration camps in the island of Cuba. I'm not making this thing up. This is data. This is real data. After all this knowledge that he acquired in the island of Cuba, including smoking his beautiful cigars, Cuban Havana cigars, the next thing he does is going into Africa and try to kill the Africans. Just like that. And of course he got caught in that one, so he almost lost his life. So he came back to the United Kingdom. World War I comes about. So analyze what I'm saying and how it works. Mr. Winston Churchill go back to the United Kingdom during World War I. This is 1914, and he becomes the head of the Navy of the United Kingdom. So guess what happened? This Mr. Winston Churchill thought that he can utilize the same techniques that he learned in the Caribbean to fight us, to fight not just the Cubans, no, the United States of America. Because you have to understand that the Cubans created the United States of America. Not just the Cubans, but the Spaniards, the French, they all the same people. They all the same people fighting the English. So now he is utilizing the same technique, utilizing the colonies, the Indians and the Anzac. That means the Australians and all these people, and send them to Turkey to fight the Battle of Gallipoli. And what Mr. Churchill, the almighty, all genius Mr. Winston Churchill have done in World War I was sending people to die. That is exactly what happened. They got massacred. So now the United Kingdom government, the Queen and the King and all these people will say, we need to get rid of this Winston Churchill guy. This guy's an idiot. But something very important happened. It was a guy named, last name Murdoch. And this Mr. Murdoch saved his ass. Mr. Winston Churchill ass. They were newspapers, man. So utilizing public opinion, they actually promote him. And in between all these people, including Mr. Murdoch, very important in this situation, they accomplish something unbelievable. They make Mr. Winston Churchill a prime minister of the United Kingdom during the Second World War. So put this together now. Mr. Churchill learned how to fight you and me, the people in the American continent, the people in Africa, the people around the world, in India, in Australia, and then send the same people to die in Gallipoli, and now he gets promoted to be the Prime Minister of England, of the English, of the United Kingdom, and he was supported by, or pushed by, or how can I say, they conditioned the population. And who did the conditioning? The newspaperman. His name was Murdoch. I come around to that one. So Mr. Winston Churchill conditioned the population in the United States of America to enter the war on his side. And of course, you know, the entire, fiasco, what happened. They finally beat the Germans. So now it comes around to today. The same guy that was our enemy in the 1800s learned to smoke cigars in the island of Cuba, now is teaching, or his strategies are adopted by Mr. Trump, Mr. Potus Trump, the head of the United States of America executive branch. And guess what? Who is passing this information to him? Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch is the son, direct descendant of the guy who helped Mr. Winston Churchill in World War I. So as you see, it's the same people, it's the same strategy. They are transferring knowledge from one generation to another to become powerful. We invented that. The Cubans invented that. When I say the Cubans, I say the Spaniards, the Romans, the Visigoths. That is who we are. Not only that, that is who we are today. So now, when Mr. Trump is in front of the television talking to, I don't know, Woodruff, you know, so, some newspaper man, he knows that. He knows the population is conditioned by your eyes, your nose, your ears, your taste. And when they grab something, they will not let it go. That is a human behavior. So basically, he is utilizing the same technique taught by Valeriano Weyler to Winston Churchill against you and I. But it's not just Mr. Trump. It's also Mr. Biden. It's also the entire Congress of the United States of America. They're utilizing CNN, ABC, and all that to divide us. The question is, who is controlling this information? Is it our friends or our enemies? And I don't know about you, but Mr. Rupert Murdoch is not a United States of America born. He is not a Cuban. He is not a Spaniard. He is not a French. It's the opposite. He is siding with the people that we fought against to create the United States of America. What I'm saying is, everyone is being conditioned to be English, and that is how they win. The only way they can beat us is if we become them. And how easily it is to just condition the elite. So if I can condition the elite, forget about the rest. The rest don't count. And that is what is happening. What I'm saying is, the United States of America Congress, the United States of America executive branch, the United States of America Supreme Court, the United States of America population that works for our institutions, the CIA, the FBI, our police forces, our military, they have been conditioned by the English, by the Rupert Murdoch. They spend all their time thinking how to make you English so you can forget who you are. And when you forget who you are, it's impossible to bring you back in. So this that I'm saying right here on my little telephone is not to try to bring you back into who you really are. That is impossible for me to do. But I'm saying this so at least history will know that one man by himself can tell you, and can tell the next generation, you are not one of them. They learn in the forest in the island of Cuba to kill their own, to destroy their own. So one is telling you, is telling the world, decondition yourself. You are not whites, blacks, Africans. You are not color code in any way. You are the United States of America nationals. Learn how to be that. Bite into that. And teach your children to be the United States of America nationals. No color code following the enemies that your forefathers fought so hard to free themselves from. So it's an irony that Mr. Trump, escaping the tyranny of the English, his mother and father come to the United States of America, and now he's learning from the very same guy who actually persecute his family. It's like insane. These people are completely conditioned, completely. So all I can say is, Please support the United States of America. Please defend the United States of America. Please defend the planet. We don't need to fight one another anymore. We have technologies. We don't need it. We don't need to do that. We don't need to punish each other like back in the 1800s. We don't need to do that. We don't need to create concentration camps like in World War II. In the United States of America, I'm not saying outside the United States of America. I'm talking about the Japanese in concentration camps. So analyze what I'm saying, and let's create our own identity. We don't need to be following Winston Churchill and his smoking Cuban cigar style. Let's create the United States of America. Let's create a ethnic group like no one ever have created before. A true ethnic group to protect this planet. Like I say, support the creation of the 51st State of the Union. Puerto Rico, Vieques, San Tomas, Culebra, San Croix, Guam, Americas Marianas, all the possessions of the United States of America, including the District of Columbia, combined, so the people of the United States of America can have their own representation, and the people of the United States of America can fight back against the enemy. They have become English. They have become English. So they can fight for their identity, the identity of the United States of America. Saludos.